good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to you all with a legacy of couple of centuries and a presence in 170 plus countries. The aim and objective of Cambridge University Press and Assessment has always been the pursuit of excellence, to create a forum for learners and teachers where they can collaborate with each other, learn from each other. And I believe many of you who I'm happy to see that you keep attending the webinars week on week will be able to testify to the fact that a forum like Teachers of Tomorrow provides that kind of a platform where teachers, educationists, school leaders can come together, can share best practices, and learn from each other. And these weekly webinars provide that opportunity where we learn from each other and also augment our learning curve. To that effect, we're extremely happy, we're extremely elated to have with us Mr. Pavan Goyal, a visionary leader, entrepreneur, educationist, and a futurist. As a founder of Blue Blocks Montessori School, his aim has been to nurture creativity and curiosity in an increasingly disillusioned generation. And his topic is very inextricably linked to this theme, nurturing the seeds of creativity and innovation in the learners as they face an uncertain but exciting future. Without further ado, sir, thank you so much for doing this for us. And the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. Thanks for this opportunity to connect with all educators. I'm understanding that we have educators from across the country, right? So I have deep respect for each one of you who have taken up this opportunity to make some difference to young minds. And together we will keep learning and keep doing our best. So I'm going to present something very interesting. Me and my team, we have been working on this project for last 8 years, and we continue to work on this. Nurturing innovative mindset in learners. Why innovative mindset? The innovative mindset is the mindset which will help our children who are in schools today, whichever year they'll get into any profession. Let's say if you have someone in grade 1 today who's 6 year old will not get into any profession before 2045. 2050 era is what we as educators are preparing our children, our students for. And if we do not nurture this innovative mindset, innovative skill set in children, then there's no way they are going to cope up. But if we nurture this innovative mindset, this innovative skill set in our children, then they will not just cope up for that 2045 era, but they will get an opportunity to make some real difference to the world out there. We have a preschool in Gachibowli, Hyderabad, which we started in 2009, and we have a complete school which we started in 2017. Let me give you a little more background into my Montessori education. I did this Montessori training for the age group of 3 to 6 year old children in the year 2004 2005. That was in Hyderabad. Post that, I went to US to do my 0 to 3 training. In 2018-19, I have done my 6 to 12 years training, and in the year 22, I completed my 12 to 18 years training. And I'm the first one in the world to have all four AMI Montessori diplomas. A lot of people assume that Montessori is only for young children, but Montessori is there for all age groups from 0 to 18 years. And at Blue Blocks, we follow this Montessori pedagogy right from 0 to 18 years. Now, when we look at this innovative mindset, a lot of Montessori pedagogy nurtures and supports this innovative mindset. In this pedagogy, children have a lot of opportunity to explore, experiment, they make their own discoveries. Most of the things they learn all by themselves through that auto education. Every material which is offered has inbuilt control of error. So if they make any mistake, they figure out themselves. This pedagogy nurtures that strong analytical reasoning and imagination. The focus in Montessori is to support that independence by giving them right kind of freedom, right amount of freedom. The methodology from grade one is all research driven, and everything which they learn, they get to apply, and all the concept they learn, they abstract, and the abstraction process in Montessori is called as materialized abstraction. So everything about this Montessori pedagogy nurtures that innovative mindset. And at Blue Blocks, me and my team, we were very curious to see that they will surely, when they grow up, they are going to innovate with this pedagogy. But how would it be if we give them the right amount of opportunities to innovate at school while they're at school? So, with that thought, we started to develop a very elaborate innovation program. This innovation lab was the first step in that direction. So, we have set up this innovation lab in the year 2018. Now, this lab supports in nurturing that innovative skill set. Now, what do we mean by innovative skill set? So, everything to do with their hands, be it sketching, being able to use all kinds of complex tools, build 3D models. They build a lot of science models, which eventually help them build a lot of functional prototypes. And as they are growing, by the time they're in high school, they can actually start making real working models. So, in this innovation lab, children also have access to this lab to execute any thought or idea they have which arises from their work in the classroom. So, one of the teachers gave these young children a lesson on bee pollination. These three children studied, did research with all kinds of bee pollination and came up with this 3D model of their own imaginary honey bee pollination idea. Hello, my name is Jera. My name is Ashrit. And my name is Pran. So as you see, we made a bee pollination project as it was a follow-up for our presentation bee pollen. So these two bees over here are the drones, these two are the workers, and this is the queen. So the drone bees and the worker bees collect nectar from the flowers and keep it in the honeycomb. And so I have a small demo of how worker bees work. We kept the nectar back. Now they are going down to collect more nectar. Thank you. They also have the opportunity to express their ideas and thoughts and come up with their own board games. Till now, my team had briefed me that our children has made around 140 different board games over last few years. Pretty much for every concept which is introduced, children come up with their own board games. So here, if you see, there's action words board game. So when the English is introduced with action words, that leads to the board game for action words. In geography, there was a lesson given on various time zones, and they came up with their own board game about time zones. All possible operations in math, they put together and come up with their own board game. So recently, one of our parents was telling us that we should start up a board game company which is for children and by children. And those games are really that interesting. We also involve children in a lot of interesting design projects. So I'll take you through one of the design projects we have taken our children through. Normally, if you look at a lot of objects are designed for ambidextrity that you can use with both hands. Like if you look at this cup, this can be used equally comfortably. Left-handers can use, and even right-handers can use this cup equally and comfortably, correct? Now, if you look at most of the pair of scissors, those are designed for right-handedness. So those pair of scissors which are designed for right-handedness is what I introduce to young children and ask them to use it with left hand. Now it is very challenging to use it with left hand. So then they started exploring all objects and tools in the environment and tried to see which are the tools which are designed for left-handed people, for right-handed, and which are designed for both. And one of the child came and said, "This ruler is comfortable only for right-handers. Can I go to the innovation lab and design one for left-handed children?" I said, "Sure, go ahead." So this child designed this ruler for left-handed. And seeing that 17 other children went and designed those rulers for left-handed children. Back then, we only had one left-handed child in the environment. So this left-handed child got 18 rulers as gift that day. So here, what I want you to get is the kind of empathy this whole design project nurtured, like they being sensitive and they being aware of the needs of other children and making the environment that much more inclusive, that much more usable for everyone. So we spoke about innovative skill set. Now let's understand what do we mean by innovative mindset. So when we were doing research around this innovative mindset, what we realized is we will have to stimulate every part of the brain for children to be innovative. Catering to the development of only one aspect of the brain will not support and nurture this innovative mindset. So, to nurture this innovative mindset, we will have to nurture every kind of thinking, be it design thinking, creative thinking, critical thinking, lateral, divergent, convergent, innovative. At Blue Blocks, we have listed around 80 different kinds of thinking, and we constantly strive to see what kind of activity, what kind of work can we offer, what kind of projects can we offer to nurture each of these different kind of thinking. For educators, if you don't have much time to dwell deep into these kind of thinking, what you can recommend to parents and what you can keep at school is all kinds of possible board games. So, what I tell our Blue Blocks parents is that from grade 1 to grade 10, a child should play a minimum of 100 different board games. Now, if you randomly pick up 100 different board games, you will see that at least 20 to 30% of all these different kind of thinking is supported through those board games. The board games are good. We can keep them at school. We can also guide parents in what kind of board games. So to further nurture that innovative mindset, we have also designed an elaborate biomimicry program. Now, what is biomimicry? Biomimicry is nothing but mimicking nature to innovate. It's about inventions inspired by nature for young minds. Now, being educators, we all know how children love to be in nature. These are biomimicry hive, biomimicry corner. So, what we do with children at around 6 years is we expose them to different aspects of nature and they can mimic the nature. So, when they mimic a nest, first, they would start building a nest as they see. But after a point, you will see with young minds, they always want to come up with their own imaginary nest. So our children came up with around 20 different kinds of nests. Here you see a balcony nest, you see a cozy nest.
That's for the bird to go down, and there's a small window bottom of this. And this is the second floor, this is the first floor. The top is the first floor, and the down is the second floor. That's the weird part. It's not like a real house. And this small bird has this much big nest. Oh. So there's even a bed inside for it.
So did you understand what they're saying? What they're saying is the top floor is the first floor and the bottom floor is the second floor, and it's not the other way around. We introduced different stages of spider web, and children came up with some crazy spider web designs which are applicable for a lot of interesting aspects of their day-to-day life. So this is one invisible web, spider web, which children have designed.
Hello, this is a spider. Invisible web. It's small and you can't see it in the night. Yeah, it's invisible web. Yes, it can catch insects in the night and the morning, so they can't see it. In the night, they can't see. Web you cannot see. Spider we can see, but we can't see web.
So 6 to 9 year olds, we focus on imitating the nature and they expressing their own imagination of what they have made. When they come to 9 to 12-year-olds, we start mimicking nature to solve problems, where this can also now build those functional prototypes. So here, some children are building a lotus inspired mobile cover, phone cover. So you would have noticed how the lotus leaf doesn't hold water. So inspired from that, they design a phone cover. Learning from gecko feet, children design hand gloves and footwear. I'm sure you would have heard of this, the gecko feet. The gecko, which is holding, standing invertedly on the roof, can hold up to 1,000 kgs. So a lot of scientists, a lot of adhesive companies, footwear companies, companies which make gloves, are studying how gecko feet has such strong grip to the roof that even when it's holding 1,000 kgs, it doesn't fall. And when children come to age 12 plus, now they're ready to build real-time working models. Our children set up a seed bank, and eventually they want to set up a cold storage for seed bank. We have also set up this drone lab in the year 2019, just before COVID. Now, the question a lot of educators and parents ask us is, why drones? See, anything which flies fascinates human beings. The fascination for children is 100x more than how it fascinates the adults. And drones gave us the opportunity to introduce multiple disciplines like aeronautical engineering, mechanical engineering, biomimicry, and design thinking. Now, when you look at all these engineering jargon which I'm using, you might be wondering how would you introduce engineering concepts to young children as early as 6 to 8 year olds? So I'll give you a very interesting analogy. Some of us would have seen that in a lot of mechanic sheds, you would have seen how a 7 or 8 year old is assisting the mechanic. And by the time this child is 12, 13 year old, he can pretty much open the machine and fix it. And several IIT mechanical engineers fresh out of college will not be able to do that. Now let's go back to this child who started assisting this mechanic when he was 8 year old. Imagine if this boy was also going to evening schools, and somehow if this boy cracks IIT mechanical engineering seat. Now, out of those 60 students, I can tell you no other student can match the understanding and gravity of this child because he's already worked with machines, he's fixed the machines, he's repaired those machines, and he has experienced the working of those machines while he has not understood the theory. Now, for every other student in that IIT mechanical class, they are learning these concepts intellectually, theoretically, whereas this boy has a lot of practical, hands-on experience of those concepts, which others are learning only at an abstract level, only at a theoretical level. So that is the idea behind the drone program and introducing all these various engineering skills. So if they are doing a 40-minute session around aeronautical engineering, 35 minutes of it is hands-on creation. And then we give 5 minutes. We we personalize based on the child's age group, we personalize that theory and give it in the quantum in which children can. So aeronautical engineering, mechanical is what we are able to introduce through this drone program. This is one of our design challenges.
What drone do you think we should do? I think we should make a medical drone, or we can buy a distinguished drone, or we can make a warhead drone. We need propellers, a main plane, and a motors. Yeah, battery. Yes. All good? Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Now we're going to fix the last motor, so that will be almost completed. Wing-shaped propellers. Now that I'm going to place it on the motor, that the propellers have been fixed, I will attach a fire extinguisher.
So typically in 2 hours from their idea to being able to build a prototype, all that typically takes 2 hours for these children. This is a design and prototype by an 8 year old child. The child wanted to build a security drone because his mother goes to office and she has a night shift. So this child has always been worried about the safety of his mom. So he designed a very complex safety drone, specially dedicated to his mother. And the prototype, which you see on the right side, he built that too. So when children were presenting, every child was given 10 minutes to present their idea. This child took 40 minutes and he was still not done with his presentation. So he had thought through to that extent. So when our children kept coming up with a lot of interesting drone ideas, sketches, and models, looking at the amount of work they have done. Few years back, we have hired an agency which is into intellectual property, and we got them to review our designs. And in 2020, we have applied for 5 patents in drone designs. So that dream with which we started for children to be able to innovate and invent, we were able to accomplish that in few years of we dreaming that for our children. Now we didn't stop there. We have also set up a space lab and we have an elaborate space program. This is our space lab. Our high school children are building a real-time satellite, and next December, that is December 2025, we'll be able to launch our own real-time satellite through ISRO. So December 25 is our deadline for that. So the whole idea behind this exercise is we want to think big for our children, and then we want to equip them with as many tools as possible, with the belief that they can accomplish anything and everything. Not someday when they grow up, but our belief is that they can create things, they can innovate, they can invent, not someday, but while they are at school. And with that belief, we have built the entire space program. Thank you all for listening so patiently. Over to you, Priya.
Thank you, sir. I think you may have noticed the overpouring and outpouring of appreciation and kudos and love for the ideas that you have shared. So I think it was just you opened our minds to so much and the possibilities that children hold. They're totally boundless. So thank you for doing that, sir. So let's go on to the Q&A for now. We have limited time. So first question that has come up is, how do learners go about their regular curriculum? Do the learners appear in the board exams? And what kind of teacher training is apt for such a pedagogy?
That's a very interesting question, Priyanka. Our students do write board exams. We are affiliated to Cambridge Board. Priyanka has supported us with this entire process of our affiliation. So we are affiliated to Cambridge Board, and we have a lot of freedom. Cambridge has that freedom to impart all the regular subjects in as much creative way as we as educators can deliver. And that was one of the reasons why we signed up with Cambridge, because whatever we really believe in, Cambridge supports us, Cambridge empowers us. Now, how you typically have extracurricular activities, extracurricular program, you can look at this as a very integrated program. So there are few hours they are working with Montessori material and Cambridge books, and then there are few hours in a week which they are working on this innovation program. Did I answer that? Priyanka?
Yeah, and just the subsequent part of the question was, what about teachers' training for implementing such a pedagogy?
So we recruit the team normally seeing their interest and passion and skill set. So like at school, we have 4 real-time engineers who are helping us with this innovation program. And we look at these adults who have done a lot of hands-on work from their early childhood. The most of the engineering colleges don't get to give a lot of hands-on work to students during engineering colleges, but all those enthusiasts, engineer kind of enthusiasts who have built a lot of things is what we look for. And then we do a lot of internal training, helping them understand how we as adults We always operate from what is our reality of what is possible. If a child comes up and says, I want to make an elephant which can fly, our adult reaction typically might be that, you can't make an elephant fly. But at Blue Blocks, we never restrict any of their thoughts and ideas. Whatever they believe in, we empower them in making those ideas, building a prototype, and giving a demonstration of what they feel. Nothing today which is not possible. We all know that anything and everything is possible with today's technology. And now imagine these children in 2045. By then, lot more things which are not possible today might be possible. So who are we to judge and tell the child that this is not possible?
Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next question. How can design thinking be incorporated for foundational kids?
So one has to go through certain design thinking training to be able to do that. Uh, Priyanka had just shared a book called The Art of Innovation by Tom Kelly. Tom Kelly is the one who has coined this whole term of design thinking. So there is a design thinking workshop course which Tom Kelly delivers through their company called IDEO. And there are a lot more design thinking training programs which you can sign up for us to first understand what it is. And then we don't teach design thinking. We get children to do a lot of interesting projects for design thinking. Now, I have a very interesting invite for all of you. We have our annual event where our children, particularly grade 1 to 10 children, are showcasing a lot of innovation work they have done around sustainability and regeneration. So this will be at our Telapur school, Blue Blocks Complete School. If you check on Google, you can find the Google link. There's no registration required. You can just walk in. The session is from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. See a lot of work real time which children have done.
Wonderful, sir. Moving on to the next question quickly. Um uh, my query was how to strike the right balance between academics and innovation.
That's a very interesting question. All right. Now, we as educators, we want to offer so much to children, right? We want to offer education, we want to offer innovation, we want to offer sports, we want to offer music, we want to offer dance, we want to offer karate, we want to offer every possible thing. Now, you as educators, you as a team at school, you will have to decide what is it that we believe in, and we all have to come up with our own combination of how do we blend academics, innovation, and everything else. So at Blue Blocks now, the whole innovation program, it's very integrated to the Montessori and Cambridge program. So for us, like we don't differentiate that, okay, now child is working on innovation, now child is working on Cambridge or Montessori.
Wonderful. And so the final question for the day, I think we'll have to call it a day now. That is this in any way aligned to Howard Gardner's intelligence of, the kinesthetic intelligence theory? Is
So
this how children learn by doing that?
yes, so I'm big fan of Harvard Gardner. So I like his multiple intelligence theory, and for the era we are preparing our children for, that is 2045, 2050 era, unless we nurture every aspect of their intelligence, unless we support and nurture every part of their neurological development, they will not have great chance of success for that era. So I'm very much in sync with Harvard Gardner's philosophy of multiple intelligence.
So, just a penultimate comment come question, that is, in this culture where of India, where there's a constant striving to strike a balance between competitive exams, academics, and activities. How does one achieve the perfect balance?
See, the more we support their neurological development, you and I will not have to spend that much time on preparing them for exams. See, if their concepts are fundamentally very strong, then there's very little time and preparation they would need for preparing for exams.